Have you ever had that moment? Standing in front of the mirror, maybe trying something on that feels amazing, really freeing, exciting even.
Mm.
And then suddenly this, like, deeper question hits you. Is this just a phase? Am I maybe secretly trans? Have I been, living a lie?
That's such a potent feeling, and it really gets to the heart of what we're exploring today.
Yeah.
That puzzle, if expressing femininity feels good, does that automatically make your identity female? Gender Benson's article, Why I'm Not Trans, offers such crucial insights here.
Exactly that feeling, that profound personal question is what we want to unpack.
We're looking at a journey where someone found peace not through changing their identity, but by really getting a handle on their expression.
And our main guide for this is Gender Benson's fantastic article, Why I'm Not Trans, Understanding the Line Between Gender Identity and Gender Expression.
Yeah, it's incredibly insightful, really helps untangle these complex feelings. Lots of aha moments in there, I think.
So before we dive into Jen's specific story, maybe we should just quickly clarify those key terms. Gender identity versus gender expression. They can get tangled up, can't they?
Absolutely. So gender identity, that's your core internal sense of self. Whether you fundamentally feel you're a man, a woman, both, neither, something else entirely. It's separate from your assigned sex at birth.
Right. So for trans folks, that identity differs from their assigned sex,
Right.
while for cisgender people, it aligns. It's purely internal.
Exactly. It's about who you are inside.
Okay, so then where does gender expression fit? How's that different?
Expression is the how. It's how you outwardly present your gender. Think clothing, hairstyle, mannerisms, voice, grooming. It's how you sort of do gender for the world to see.
And crucially, it can be independent of your internal identity.
Precisely. And that's where the article really lands. Cross-dressing fits squarely into gender expression.
Yeah, it stresses that it doesn't automatically mean someone is trans or wants to transition or needs different pronouns. That's a huge clarification for some people.
It really is. The author talks about that initial confusion,
Yeah.
that little voice asking, am I actually a woman inside? Especially when dressing feels exciting.
But the powerful part is acknowledging that for many, the answer is just no.
And that no is just as valid. It validates a whole experience that doesn't always get the spotlight.
The article shares such a personal story, too. Jen talks about, like, 20 years ago, pulling out this hidden stash.
The panties, bra, little black dress, stockings, lipstick, even a wig.
In this ritual, late at night, dressing up in secret.
Yeah, and it led to this real dilemma. He felt feminine. He liked feeling feminine.
Didn't want to actually be a woman. That's the key.
Exactly. He was attracted to women, was in a relationship, felt zero distress about being a man. It was this conflict between the secret expression and his solid identity.
And apparently he wrestled with this for years, asking himself, am I trans? Should I think about hormones?
Right, he really did the work. Read articles, forums, listened to trans voices.
Which is so important, but ultimately, those stories didn't quite match his own internal truth.
Yeah, they were valuable, but not his story. His resolution came from embracing, the freedom of gender fluidity in expression.
But not identifying as a woman, even part-time.
Precisely.
Yeah.
He landed on a man who enjoys expressing a feminine side through clothing, through energy, through ritual.
Yeah.
It wasn't denial, it was a different kind of self-discovery.
Which leads us straight into debunking some common misconceptions, doesn't it? Because with more trans visibility, which is great,
Absolutely essential.
sometimes other experiences like heterosexual cross-dressing can get sort of misinterpreted or flattened.
That's a really important point the author makes, like the assumption, oh, you're just in denial. This is just step one towards transitioning.
Right. And while that is the path for some people,
In a totally valid path.
it's not everyone's. The author emphasizes that many people, like him, do the deep thinking and land somewhere else. It's not a required pathway.
Yeah, that conclusion is just as valid. Then there's the other big one, oh, you must be gay.
That old stereotype. The author is crystal clear. He's a straight man attracted to women. Wearing a dress doesn't change his orientation.
It conflates expression with orientation, which, as he points out, kind of erases both gay people and diverse gender expressions all at once. It's really unhelpful.
And the third misconception he tackles, the idea that if dressing as a woman feels good, you must want to be one.
Yeah, and his analogy is just perfect. Wearing a costume doesn't make you the character.
That's brilliant. So clear.
He explains the pleasure comes from, the exploration, the contrast, the freedom, not from feeling like he's in the wrong body. He even mentions specific things like the softness of a silk blouse, the swish of a skirt, the gentle femininity of a smoky eye. It's about the experience itself.
Okay, so if gender is a spectrum, and we're embracing that more, why is drawing this particular line between identity and expression so important for someone like Jen? What's the real benefit of that clarity?
Well, the author argues that clarity, even within a spectrum, is incredibly helpful. He says it aids in relationships, community, and self-understanding.
Makes sense. He shares how understanding himself allowed him to be really open with his girlfriend, now wife.
Yeah, in a way he couldn't before. That self-awareness fostered real intimacy.
It helped him find the right community too, right? Not
Yeah.
trying to force himself into groups where the narrative didn't fit.
Exactly. Finding spaces where expressing femininity part-time, grounded in a male identity, was understood and accepted.
But it's also crucial to say this boundary isn't always super sharp or easy for everyone, is it?
Definitely not. The article acknowledges that gender is messy, lived, and felt. It's not always neat boxes. Society likes labels, but lived experience is often blurrier.
For sure. And some people do start exploring expression and later realize they are trans. That journey is absolutely real.
Totally valid. And others, like the author, explore deeply, and their core identity remains unchanged. The key message seems to be.
It's okay to be in that gray area for a while, to just explore.
Exactly. It's okay to explore. The emphasis is on honesty with yourself without feeling pushed onto one path or another.
There's real courage in just stating plainly, I am a man who cross-dresses, isn't there? Especially when the world wants simpler labels.
A unique kind of courage, yeah. It requires trusting your own internal compass.
And I love the idea of reclaiming femininity on your own terms. The examples he gives are great.
I can wear lipstick and still mow the lawn.
Enjoy heels and still love football. It shatters those rigid boxes.
Be tender, elegant, soft, and still be a husband, father, or leader. It's about embracing the and, not the either.
So for listeners maybe navigating something similar, the author offers some advice. First up is give yourself time.
Yeah, basically don't rush it. Try things out, notice your feelings, maybe journal about it. Reflection takes time.
And seek support, but be discerning. Find the right support.
Not every community or forum will resonate. Look for places that align with your questions and values, and it's okay to move on if it's not a fit.
Talking helps too, right? To someone you trust.
Definitely. A therapist, partner, friend. Saying things out loud helps, as he puts it. It can clarify things.
And it ties into separating shame from truth. That's a big one.
Huge. Are you afraid of being trans, or are you afraid of how others will react to your expression? Teasing apart that internal truth from external fear is key.
And finally, such a powerful point. You don't need to transition to validate your experience.
Right. Cross-dressing is real. It matters in itself. It's not automatically just a kink or just a phase, unless you decide that's what it is for you.
Your path is yours. Love that.
So wrapping up, it really comes back to this idea of standing proud in that middle ground. Binary thinking, male, female, gay, straight, cis, trans, often misses the richness.
Yeah, reality is just way more fluid and more textured, as the article says.
And it's about reaffirming that central message from the source. I am a man, I cross-dress, I express femininity without identifying as female.
While fully supporting trans folks, but also validating this different path.
Exactly. And telling these varied stories just creates more breathing room for everyone, doesn't it? More space to question and understand ourselves.
So maybe the thought to leave you with is this. Reflecting on Jen's journey, what clarity could you find by standing proudly in your own truth, whatever that looks like? You don't have to be trans to cross-dress. You don't have to feel shame for enjoying femininity. You don't owe anyone a label that doesn't fit. What unique clarity emerges when you embrace your reality without needing an external box to contain it.